Loud.
You know, you can click it out.
Verify that the light's on. Okay. May our time together be of benefit to all people, all beings, and all life forms. We are on lands that have been cared for by Indigenous people for generations. We offer our goodwill and thanks to all Indigenous people, past and present, and we stand in solidarity with you to protect and honor your inherent dignity, culture, treaties, and lands. Greeting everyone, my name is Freeman. It is a pleasure and an honor to be your guide to these wonderful practices of mindfulness. Not only will I be your teacher, I will also be a class participant doing the assignments right along with you. I'm recording this class so it can be added at our website, boundlessloveproject.org. This will give you a way to review the classes at your own leisure and also allow others who are not able to attend to benefit from this training as well. Any comments or questions you verbalize may remain in the final recording, so be mindful of what you say. If you want to ask questions or share comments anonymously, then do so using the chat feature. We start this class with a mindful pause to ground ourselves in the present moment and set some skillful and loving intentions for our time together. A mindful pause is a highly portable, short meditation you can do whenever and wherever you want to. If you have never meditated before, don't worry. You learn meditation like you learn to ride a bike by doing it. Simply follow the instructions to the best of your ability. The meditation starts when I ring the bowl 3 times, and that will be the signal for you that it is over as well. If you feel safe enough to do so, gently close your eyes to help turn your attention inward. Then, if you are able to, lovingly place one hand on your heart and the other on your belly in a way that feels good. Experiment with gently moving your hands or using more or less pressure to notice what feels good. Now gently take a slow, deep, effortless belly breath. Calmly feel the air as it moves in and out of the body. Kindly notice the belly expand and contract in rhythm with the breath. If thoughts arise, let them arise, but pay them no attention. Let all thoughts and worries about today, the past week, and the days ahead fall away into the background of your awareness. Lovingly be here now, peacefully, calmly, with a kind interest in the sensations of breathing. Gently now, reflect on your motivations for taking this course. What do you hope to learn? How do you hope to benefit? How will taking this course serve you? Serve your family and friends. Serve your coworkers and acquaintances. and serve all beings and all life. Throughout our time together, if tiredness, boredom, restlessness, or distraction arise, wisely remember your loving intentions for being here. Remember why you devoted your time and energy to this course. Being mindful of your loving intentions will help you maintain your energy, focus, interest, and engagement so you get the most out of our time together. Greetings, my name is Freeman. I volunteer as the mindfulness teacher with the Boundless Love Project, an intertraditional nonprofit devoted to creating a world where all life thrives. Now, by intertraditional, I mean we welcome and appreciate people from all religious, spiritual, and secular wisdom traditions. We will not ask or encourage you to convert to a different wisdom tradition. Instead, this course will help you better appreciate, understand, and go deeper into whatever wisdom tradition you belong. Intertraditional also means that when I share a quote from a wisdom tradition, I am not suggesting that that tradition is the one true way. Rather, I share the quote because it does a good job of clarifying a point I'm trying to make. So does that all make sense?
Yep.
Good, good. So let's move on to my intentions. By teaching this class, I intend to enrich and inspire you in your life. I intend to help you live with more peace, kindness, compassion, and joy. I intend to help you live a genuine, courageous, engaged, and successful life. Now, if I could give you these things, they'd be yours already. But if you want to be successful, you need to do the work. No one else can do the work for you. I deeply appreciate all of the course participants' firm yet kind commitment to attend the class and do the daily mindfulness missions. So in order for me to be successful with my intentions to enrich your life, we really need to work together as a team. And I will do what I can, and I'll need you to do what you can. Does that work for people?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent, excellent. All right, let's get to know one another a little better now. First of all, we have two kinds of students here, course participants and veteran meditators. Course participants have committed to attending all of the courses or watching the ones they missed and devoting 10 to 20 minutes a day to mindfulness practices. Now, you all have my contact information. Please call, write, or text if you ever cannot attend a class. And when I say text, I really mean signal. I don't use texting. But anyway, I appreciate the heads up and will help you get the information you missed. However, the course works best for everyone if all of the course participants do their best to attend every class. The second group of students are veteran meditators. Now, these are people who have either already taken the course with me or who have been attending the School of Love for a long time, which is a weekly meditation we do. And their presence will help us all, will help all of us in our meditation practice. It's often easier to reach deeper, more concentrated states of meditation when meditating with others, even over Zoom. So I really like that veteran meditators are coming to this class to support us in that way. All right, now let's get to know each other a little better. I'm pasting into the chat what to include in your introduction. So each person's going to get 30 to 60 seconds to share. And in that time, if you could share your first name or class name, whatever you prefer, your pronouns, whether you are a course participant or a veteran meditator, the city and state where you live, and if you could share one reason why you are taking the course, if you're a course participant, or if you're a veteran meditator, share one way mindfulness has benefited you. And if you prefer to not have your voice recorded, you can type your intro into the chat and I will read it for you. We will do these intros popcorn style, where the person who speaks will say the name of the next person to speak. And if during your introductions you hear the chime, that just means your time is up. So finish up what you were saying and popcorn to the next person. All right, thank you so much. And I just see that our final participant has come on. And are you okay with using your first name on the recording?
Yes, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay, cool. I am just gonna quickly update your name. And we are just starting introductions. Do you use she, her pronouns, Leslie? Yes, okay. And I'm gonna resend this, what to introduce so that you can see it, Leslie, and I will start. My name is Freeman. I use they, she, or he pronouns. I am a course participant. I live on Dakota lands in Lakeville, Minnesota, and I am teaching this course because I love seeing how these practices transform and improve the lives of others. And I'm taking it to find out how it's going to improve my life. And I will popcorn to Brian.
Hi, I'm Brian. I use he, him pronouns. I'm a course participant. I live in Eagan, Minnesota, not too far from Lakeville. I guess one reason why I'm taking the course, I took another course from you, I don't know, probably like 4 or 5 years ago. And it's been a while, and I had a kid and fell out of practice, and I would, not that I was in a great meditative practice then, but I enjoyed what I had started and want to sort of get back into it. Oh,
Nice.
I'm sorry. How about Luann is next on my screen. So.
Hi, I'm Luann, and I live a little tiny house on, I use she, her pronouns, sorry. I live on Singing Waters Lake in Wisconsin. And my interest in doing this program is I do Qigong pretty much every day for many years. So it's a way for me to cultivate a deeper experience of meditation where I'm not doing a moving meditation. So I want to be able to continue to cultivate more of a sitting meditation. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Luann. Who's next?
I'll go to Gail.
Let's see. Okay. I'm Gail, and my pronouns are she, her. I live in Burnsville, Minnesota, and I am a class participant. I have taken the class once before, and I guess that was the best 12 weeks I had in many, many times. And so I'm looking forward. I'm a slow learner, so I need a lot of repetition. So I'm looking forward to, I guess, looking to put more joy and peace in my life. With that, I'll pass to C.
Thanks, Gail. I'm using C for this course. It's nice to connect with everyone. My pronouns are they, them. And I'm a course participant. I live in Rochester, Minnesota, the southeastern part of the state. And I'm drawn to this course because my mind often feels too fast or too full, or both. And I'm trying to get into a more regular meditation practice or mindfulness practice. So with that, I will popcorn over to, let's see the chat, to Leslie.
Thanks, C. My name is Leslie. My pronouns are she, her. I'm a course participant and an uninvited guest on Kanza and Osage land, now known as Topeka, Kansas. There are so many benefits to meditation that I intellectually know and physically know a little bit, so I want to deepen that as much as I can. And Squirrel and Kelly.
I'm newly acquired VM Squirrel, go by he, him, and I'm taking this course to learn a little bit more about mindfulness and meditation, although I've been through it once. Like Gail, it doesn't always sink in the first time. And so I'm trying it again. And yes, I'm a veteran, and I will popcorn it over to VM Kelly.
Thank you, Squirrel. I'm Kelly. I use she, her pronouns. I'm from Lakeville, Minnesota, and I'm a veteran meditator. And what I've gotten out of meditation, I think hopefully is more compassion, and I think it's helped lower my blood pressure. So that's always a good thing. And I will pass to Susan.
Okay, and she has sent her intro into the chat, so I will read it for her. Her name is Susan. She goes by she, her pronouns. She's a course participant coming in from Dakota lands of Eagan, Minnesota, and she's here to hopefully learn how to quiet her mind. Excellent. And let's see. Let's popcorn to Scott.
Yeah, thank you, Freeman. I think that leaves me. My name is Scott. I use he, him pronouns. I am a course participant, and I'm actually from Columbus, Ohio. And for me, yes, I really just want to get better at relaxation. And when I do meditation, they're very short. So a little bit better at doing meditation in general and a longer meditation.
Excellent. And I think we've got Arlie left.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Yes.
No worries.
Thank you, Scott. About 4 to 5 years ago, I had a medical reason to do an MRI. And I told my doctor there was no way that I was going to do that. And then I decided that with some meditation, something like that might be possible. Well, not long after that, I met Freeman and began the course with him. And within a month and a half, my blood pressure or heartbeats per minute dropped 6 points. And I've had a couple of MRIs since that time. And it was important to me medically and health-wise. So meditation has done some great things for me. And I certainly appreciate that. And I'm here because like everyone else, I forget over time. So I'm here to be reminded of the things that I should do to do a better job of my meditation. So that's, I'm sorry, he, him, Apple Valley, Minnesota, with my wife, Michelle. And I have appreciated attending Freeman's classes for a pretty long time now, but I continue to benefit from doing that. So is there anyone else that needs to be called upon?
I think that's everyone now.
Okay.
Thank you so much,
I'll
Arlie.
send it back to Freeman.
All right, thanks. Okay, so tonight's schedule is going to be different than other nights' schedules. Normally, we start with the meditation just to help us get grounded, and then we'll do a talk. This time it's going to be a little flip-flopped and reversed. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my own story with meditation and why I got interested in it. And in that story, I also hope to explain a little bit about how meditation works. So let's just begin that. And if you have comments or questions, just write them down in your journal, and we'll have time later in today's course for taking the questions. So I want to share with you my story of how mindfulness practices such as meditation, inquiry, and gratitude, all techniques that we're going to teach in this course, how they positively benefited my life. My story will just serve as one example of how these practices work, and hopefully it's going to inspire your loving commitment to your practices so you can see for yourself how they benefit you in your life. Before I started meditating, I suffered from frequent bouts of depression, chronic anxiety. I had a perfectionistic mindset that mercilessly punished me for any mistake I made, whether it was an actual mistake or just perceived. And no matter how slight or unintended, it was just brutal. I also had an equally harsh taskmaster mindset that was similarly abusive. Now, thankfully, my inner self-love did not want me to suffer. And that love drove me to explore different possible remedies. I read tons of self-help books. I started therapy, took antidepressants, and more. And I did find some benefit from some of these things, but was still overall pretty miserable. I also tried meditation. I went on an intensive 10-day meditation retreat where you meditate upwards of 10 hours a day. This retreat was grueling, okay? This was my first sort of like introduction to meditation, but it also introduced me to deeper and more refined levels of peace and joy than I had ever known before. And that got my attention, and it got my commitment to the practice as well. Now, through meditation, I developed the important skills of concentration and mindfulness. Concentration or focus is the ability to rest your awareness on an object of your choosing. Now, most meditations, and all of the ones you're going to learn in this course, they ask us to anchor our awareness on a specific object, like the sensations of the breath, or of the heart area, or of the body. And anchoring my awareness like this, I found was very, very difficult. My focus jumped around like a leaf caught in a hurricane. And thankfully, this difficulty is actually what makes meditation a wonderful opportunity to practice many, many, many beautiful qualities. So I developed persistence and fortitude to keep meditating despite this difficulty. I developed patience to meditate despite the boredom and agitation that would arise while meditating. I developed a lot of kindness and compassion to love myself despite constantly failing to do what I was trying to do. So through meditation, these beautiful qualities that were inside of me all along really started to blossom. And I really got to experience them firsthand. And so that was pretty cool, right? Now, over time, my concentration has improved too. Yet, even after 15 years of practice, holding my attention in one place is still challenging. And I get to still reap the benefits of working with that challenge. So, one takeaway point from this is if you have a hard time resting your mind on the anchor, no big deal. That's part of the game. So don't beat yourself up. Don't be cruel. Just be patient and persevering and kind, and it's all going to go well. Now, moreover, I have to admit, my concentration has improved. Before meditation, I generally focused on all that was painful in my life: self-judgmental thoughts, memories of failure, anticipating and sort of rehearsing future arguments I was going to have with people, most of which never happened. But, you know, I've always felt like I had to be prepared for when somebody like judged me and I had to like defend myself or whatever. And I could also focus easily on all of the violence and corruption in the world. Now, this focus led me to lead a life full of fear, anxiety, depression, dread, and overwhelm. Psychological researchers have found that the human brain has what they call a negativity bias. This means the brain naturally focuses its attention on all that is threatening, problematic, disturbing, and unsettling. If this sounds like you, it's everybody. Don't worry about it. You know, thankfully, as meditation improved my concentration, I had more freedom to consciously choose what I focused on. So through my gratitude practice, I chose to focus on all that is wonderful, beautiful, skillful, and successful in my life, in other people's lives, and in the world at large. This focus brings me much joy, peace, confidence, and courage. Does it make me apathetic to the suffering in the world? On the contrary, it gives me the inner strength and resources to respond to that suffering compassionately and skillfully. In addition to concentration, meditation also helped me develop the skill of mindfulness. Mindfulness is the ability to observe an object, and an object can be something like a thought, a feeling, or a sensation. So it gives me the ability to observe an object calmly, peacefully, and in a detached manner. And this is unusual when we're dealing with stuff inside the body, like thoughts, feelings, and sensations. Generally, we view those with a very personal, heavy sense about them. But with mindfulness, we start to realize like, oh, like I'm the subject who is experiencing this object. I am not the object that's being experienced. And this might not make any sense right now, and that's fine. But this is where we start to do, and this helps us look at these things without investing so much of ourself in them. And then we can actually start to see more clearly how the whole system works. So with this, mindfulness helped me explore the inner workings of my mind, heart, and body in a scientific and objective manner. Using mindful inquiry, I explored numerous questions such as, what contributes to my well-being and happiness, and the well-being and happiness of others? And what does not? Is my well-being determined by the experiences that happen to me, which I have no control over? Or is it determined by how I relate and respond to those experiences, which I have much more control over? Like I have much more control over how I relate and respond than I do over what happens to me. So, is any judgment of myself or another actually true, helpful, or useful? Does the past or future exist in any tangible way? Or are they just mental memories and imaginings in my mind? If it is the nature of all forms to change, is it wise to resist or cling to any form? Now, some of these questions might sound like deep or philosophical or kind of trippy even. It's not about philosophizing for philosophy's sake. They all go back to that initial question of what does it take for me to live a good life? A life that serves me and my well-being, as well as all other life forms and their well-being. And so we are going to discuss these questions, and we are going to find out that the answers to these questions actually have a huge ramification in terms of how we live and how we let go of the suffering or the mental anguish in our lives. And that was my experience. Through mindful investigation, I made discoveries and started recognizing patterns that helped me see the world more clearly and truthfully. And these discoveries, when I remember them and apply them, which isn't all the time, but when I do, they help me live with more love, wisdom, courage, joy, and skillfulness. And seeing the benefits of my practice in that way, that real tangible way, it just fired me up. It made me more committed to these mindfulness practices. And so it's a beautiful, what do they call that? Virtuous cycle, you know, like you commit to the practice, you do the practice, you see the benefit, and that creates more commitment to the practice. And then you just spiral up. So I hope the visuals really add to the presentation. So ultimately, I credit these mindfulness practices for ridding me of my depression, greatly decreasing my anxiety, and for changing the voice in my head from being a tyrant and a bully to being a kind and loving friend. Now, I am not saying that self-judgmental thoughts, memories of failures, thoughts of frightening futures, and other unskillful thoughts never arise in my mind. They still do. But when they arise, I offer them no resistance. Instead, I mindfully see them. I know them to be false. And why do I know them to be false? Because I've investigated them. I know their patterns. I've seen over and over and over again how they're false. And I see how they harm me when I believe them. I've also developed an appreciation for how the brain works. And I know that I can't, through force of will alone, stop my brain from thinking anything. If I resist the thoughts that arise, the brain becomes even more adamant that I hear those thoughts. So what works best is for me to welcome them. Oh, hey, thoughts, here you are, come on in. And I observe them. And then I go, oh, you're that kind of a thought. Well, I've been here before. And I like, you're untrue, you're unimportant, you're unhelpful. And as I just consciously remind myself of those things, the brain gets the message that these unskillful thoughts aren't that helpful, and they start arising less and less. And having learned to respond to unskillful thoughts with loving and wise responses, these helpful responses start arising more and more in my brain. And in this way, I recondition the brain to be my friend instead of my tormentor. Now, this story of mine is just one example of how meditation and mindfulness practices work to help people. Whatever challenges, difficulties, or hardships you face in your life, meditation can help you. I am so happy you're willing to try it out and see how mindfulness benefits you. And the central theme question of this course is, what contributes to my well-being and happiness and the well-being and happiness of others? Together, with the aid of several mindfulness practices such as meditation, investigation, or also known as inquiry, and gratitude, we will explore this question together. Through this process, you will unleash your inner love, wisdom, courage, and joy. And then the magic will really start. So buckle up and enjoy the ride. Are you ready to meditate?
Yes.
Excellent, excellent. So next then, I would like to introduce you to today's main meditation. In this class, we will do a gratitude meditation where we give thanks for all that is wonderful, beautiful, successful, and skillful. As I said in my talk, every meditation has an anchor. An anchor is the object that you rest your attention on throughout the meditation. Today, we are doing a gratitude meditation, which is what we call a heart-based or love-based meditation. And in love-based meditations, the anchor is always on the heart space. Basically your whole chest, but you can think of it as the space in and around where your heart resides. And just notice whatever emptiness you feel there, as well as the sensations that arise within that emptiness in that area. That's what it means to be anchored on the heart space. Now, with heart-based meditations, you have a secondary anchor. If you happen to feel any warm, gentle, pleasant feelings arise, you can start to anchor your awareness on those pleasant feelings. And oftentimes you're encouraged to invite those feelings to sort of spread and grow throughout the body and even like surround the body. So you're just immersed in these beautiful, loving feelings. Now, if you've never experienced these feelings, don't worry, it's no big deal. This is just like, you know, added bonus. And if you don't feel them, again, just rest on the heart space. So all meditations that I teach have an anchor. And the reason for these anchors is because it helps you develop those two important skills we talked about in the talk. Concentration, which is the ability to gently hold your awareness on a chosen object. And your attention, like I said, is going to wander away. When you realize that has happened, it is the mindfulness in you that realizes it has happened. So mindfulness is the ability to calmly and objectively be aware of what you are aware of. A lot of times we are unmindful, which means we're kind of just doing things on an unconscious level, not like unconscious, like we're knocked out, but like we're not aware of what we're doing. We're just doing it through habit. So when you realize the awareness has wandered away, rather than be like, oh, gosh, I failed again, which might come up, and it's okay if that comes up. But what we're leaning into is we're going to say, instead, the way to say is like, oh, hey, that's awesome. Like that I noticed that my mind has wandered away. So you're going to thank yourself for this moment of mindfulness with a comment like, good job, buddy, or a similarly warm and friendly comment. And then you're just going to lovingly and calmly return your attention to the heart space. Now, the challenge to rest your awareness in the heart area means meditation provides us the opportunity to practice many beautiful qualities, such as patience, persistence, compassion, and gentleness and kindness towards ourselves for all the failure we do and just, all that. So it also helps to learn this difficulty and this practice also helps us to learn how to be more peaceful, more calm, and relaxed and at ease despite difficulties and challenges. Because generally in life, when we meet a difficulty or a challenge, we get all worked up, we get anxious, we get fearful, we get angry. And this is trying to say, hey, here's another way that we can learn to relate to difficulties. We can learn to relate to them with more peace, more calm, more relaxed, more at ease. So that's what's going on here. And when learning meditation or learning a new style of meditation, it's really helpful to use guided meditations where there's a spoken instruction that you can listen to. You may find that if you're new to meditation, you get lost in thoughts more frequently, and the guide helps to remind you like, hey, you're meditating here. And then you're like, okay, come back to the anchor, right? So at our website, boundlessloveproject.org, we have many, many guided meditations varying in length from 5 to 60 minutes. They are all free for you to download or stream, and you are encouraged to use them to aid you in your meditation practice. Of course, we are going to give you a 5-minute meditation we want you to do every day this week between now and the next class. And you can just do that one. Okay. Any questions so far about anything that's been brought up? Excellent. Then let's go through a checklist for the meditation. And before I do that, I'm just going to say I'm not really big on rituals, but I do have 2 rituals that I do. One is ritual chanting at the beginning of a meditation and at the end of a meditation. The first one is to remind ourselves of our loving intentions, that we're doing this meditation as an act of love for all life and all beings. And the second one is a practice of generosity, and it comes at the end of the meditation, and it's basically saying, you know, we've done really good work in this meditation, and we're getting a lot of benefits from it. But out of generosity and love for all life, we are going to energetically share those benefits with everyone. You know, we want everyone to benefit from this. So that's what the chanting is all about. And all you need to do during those is they're just like little heart-based meditations. So rest your awareness on the heart. And if you're feeling loving feelings, you can just sort of energetically radiate them out to all life forms directly. Okay, now let's get ready for our gratitude meditation. So here's the checklist. Always meditate in a safe location. And if you have your handouts, grab either your flashback halting protocol or your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding exercise, and just review it right now. So they're in your noggin. And these are practices you can do if ever you feel like a flashback is coming on and you just need to stop meditating and, you know, basically not go through a flashback, which could be re-traumatizing. And so it's just important to remember that if ever feelings or memories start to arise that are too destabilizing for you to hold with compassion and mindfulness, then simply stop meditating. Open your eyes, remind yourself you're in a safe place, get up and do whatever you need to do to feel safe and in control. And those 2 of those things are the flashback halting protocol and the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding exercise. And both of them are pretty simple. So hopefully that you'll be able to navigate them, and just reminding yourself of them before you do your meditation should be enough. Cool. Questions on that? Good, good. The next thing, get comfortable. So if you're wearing glasses and you might feel more comfortable with them off, if you're seated in a chair, don't cross your legs. Find an upright, balanced posture, which you can hold comfortably and easily for 30 minutes. Stay alert. If seated and able, hold your back upright without using a backrest. This will help keep you more alert. Stack the spine so you can effortlessly hold up your back and head in a balanced and relaxed way. And it might help to just kind of wiggle this way, wiggle that way, and just sort of find where the middle is. Now, if you have chronic pain, then ignore the previous recommendations and use whatever body position best meets your needs to stay comfortable. Use as many blankets, pillows, cushions, or whatever to support yourself and stay comfy. chronic pain is challenging, and you know your body best. Now, course participants, please keep your camera on so I can see you while you're meditating. Ideally, if you feel safe enough, it's best to keep your eyes closed through the meditation so you can focus your attention inward. If you are at risk of falling asleep, then you may open your eyes and gaze in an unfocused manner at something pleasing that's in front of you, like maybe a candle or something, but nothing with a ton of words, and nothing that reminds you of all the work you need to do or projects you need to do. And when you gaze at it, it should also not cause your head to fall, because you can get a crane neck. So you kind of want to keep that head upright and balanced. As I said before, during the opening and closing chants, gently rest your awareness on the heart space and do your best to feel the meaning behind the words. And this is a heart-based meditation. Now, some people think like, oh, this means I'm just going to feel joy this whole time. And that might not be the case. What this is about is it's about purifying the mind. And part of that purification is sort of seeing what's inside the mind. So kindly notice what thoughts and ideas cause warm, pleasant feelings to arise, and what thoughts and ideas cause unpleasant feelings to arise. You want to start to notice the patterns of how different thoughts cause different feelings and sort of categorize those thoughts. And through this course, we're going to get into categorizing thoughts. But for now, you can sort of experience it on your own. And yes, and I'm seeing the chat. I'm just going to read the chat messages. Okay, that's fine. Yes, empathy to Leslie. She's one of the chronic pain sufferers and is going to be off camera and laying down for this. Perfect. Okay. And with that, we are ready for the meditation. So this meditation is going to be 30 minutes. For those of you who are new, that might sound like a long time. And let's find out. Let's find out how bad it is. Or maybe it's not that bad at all. So we'll see you on the flip side and find out. Okay. And just like before, it'll start when I ring the gong 3 times. I just need to pull up a few things. Meditation is an act of love for ourselves and all life. Slowly and effortlessly breathe deep into the belly. Slow belly breathing tells the nervous system that all is safe, and this allows the body and mind to settle, relax, and be calm. If able, breathe in and out through the nose, as nasal breathing provides many health benefits. If nasal breathing is too distracting or difficult for you right now, then breathe in whatever way makes sense. Gently continue to do these slow, relaxed belly breaths. Kindly invite the whole body to be calm, relaxed, and soft. At any point during this meditation, if you notice stress or tension in the body, then kindly invite that area to relax and soften. Peacefully now, let go of all control of the breath and allow the breath to breathe how it wants to breathe. Calmly anchor your awareness in the heart area, the space in and around your heart. Feel all of the subtle sensations you feel in the heart area. There may be warmth, pulsing, tingling, flowing energy, pressure, as well as the emptiness that holds all of these sensations. Calmly notice the emptiness and whatever sensations arise in it. The heart area, or any pleasant feelings that arise, will be the anchor of your awareness for the duration of this meditation. Kindly maintain a full sense of freedom during this meditation. Consider my instructions to be gentle invitations. Only follow those instructions that feel safe, seem helpful, and align with your inner wisdom. If an instruction or comment is unhelpful or does not apply to you, then compassionately ignore it. During this meditation, allow everything to be. Compassionately let go of the need to do, achieve, or accomplish anything, including the need to do this meditation correctly. Gently do your best to follow the instructions, while also allowing whatever comes up to arise, be, and go away on its own. We now dedicate our meditation to the well-being of all life. With awareness on your heart space, lovingly try to feel the meaning behind the words chanted. We do this practice for the benefit and welfare of all beings and all life everywhere, including our own. May we know the peace of accepting the truth of reality as it is. May we know the security of having our intentions arise from unconditional, boundless love. May we know the freedom of renunciation, which liberates us from greed. May we know the joy of living skillfully for the benefit and welfare of all beings and all life everywhere. May all beings and all life everywhere be free of delusion, suffering, and dissatisfaction. May all beings and all life everywhere be loving, peaceful, compassionate, and joyful. During this gratitude meditation, offer thanks to the higher power of your understanding, to life, or to nothing in particular, whatever makes the most sense for you. Kindly remember to keep your attention gently anchored on the heart space or on any pleasant feelings that arise throughout this meditation. Thank you. Thank you for the air we breathe. Thank you for the food we eat. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this life. Calmly resting our awareness on the heart space, let us give thanks to the living beings in our life who have benefited us through their service, compassion, friendship, and love. They may be human or non-human. One by one, bring these benefactors to mind or have a sense of them in front of you. Then silently thank them. Start each of your sentences with thank you and tell them the many ways that you appreciate them. Thank you for being there for me. Thank you for your friendship. Thank you for your love. Joyfully continue on your own, using your own words now. If any thoughts arise that cause your heart to close or make you feel less grateful, gently notice them and allow them to be. Then gently return your focus to offering gratitude for your benefactors. For now, we only want to focus on how they have helped, benefited, served, and enriched our lives. Whenever you notice that your thoughts have wandered away from offering gratitude, give thanks for this moment of mindfulness. Then calmly and kindly return your attention to feeling the heart space and offering thanks. Calmly tune into any pleasant feelings that you feel. If present, kindly invite them to grow and spread throughout and around the body. Let these pleasant feelings be the anchor of your awareness. If you don't feel any pleasant feelings, continue to patiently rest your awareness on the emptiness and the sensations of the heart space. Let us now turn to give thanks and gratitude to ourselves. What you appreciate appreciates. Thank you for this body. Thank you for this body just as it is. Thank you for the body's ability to heal and repair itself. Even when this body holds disease or disability, thank you for all of the parts that are healthy and functioning well. Joyfully, keeping your awareness on the heart space, gently reflect on all that is wonderful, beautiful, and skillful about yourself, and give thanks. Thank you for my ability to serve others. Thank you for my love for others. Thank you for my love for myself. Compassionately continue on your own, using your own words now. Give yourself the gratitude and appreciation that you wish others would offer you. Gently now, give thanks for all of the gifts, skills, talents, intelligence, and beautiful qualities that you have been blessed with. Silently name them one by one. Thank you for my intelligence and capacity to learn. Thank you for my ability to contribute to the well-being of others. Thank you for the courage to live with authenticity. Joyfully continue on your own, using your own words. Whenever you notice that your thoughts have wandered away from offering gratitude, give thanks for this moment of mindfulness. Then calmly and kindly return your attention to feeling the heart space and offering thanks. What you appreciate appreciates. Let us now turn to give thanks for the human and non-human friends in our lives. One by one, bring your friends to mind or have a sense of them in front of you. Silently thank them and tell them all of the ways that you appreciate them. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for your kindness. Joyfully continue on your own, using your own words now. If any thoughts arise that cause your heart to close, gently notice them and allow them to be. Then gently return your attention to offering gratitude for the human and animal people who enrich your life. Lovingly continue to anchor your awareness on the heart space or on any pleasant feelings you feel as you give thanks. What you appreciate appreciates. Calmly now, think about and give thanks to the billions of beings who serve you and enrich your life, who you have never even met. Thank you for the farmers who grow my food. Thank you for the people who make my clothes. Thank you for the people who build the roads, bridges, and schools I've used. Thank you for the billions of healthy bacteria in the body that help regulate my immune system, digest my food, and produce nutrients to nourish the body. Thank you for the reformers and activists working for peace and justice. Kindly continue on your own, using your own words now. Joyfully use your own silent words to give thanks for the billions of beings who serve and enrich your life. What you appreciate appreciates. All of the material necessities of our life come from the bounty of the natural world. Kindly now give thanks to the billions of life forms who serve us and enrich our lives. Thank you for the rivers, lakes, and rainwater that provide me and my loved ones with fresh water to drink. Thank you for the plants who provide much of our food, medicines, and clothing. Thank you for the animal nations of the world and the wisdom we can learn from them and the beauty and joy they offer us. Thank you for the trees that provide us with paper, books, and lumber. Kindly and silently continue to thank all the life forms that abundantly provide for the things that enrich your life. Kindly now, let's try an experiment. What happens to our heart space when we give thanks for the minor problems we face? Let's find out. Start with relatively small challenges and notice how your heart responds to giving thanks for them. If at any time this activity becomes too difficult or destabilizing for you, Then lovingly return to giving thanks for what you find it is easy to give thanks for. Otherwise, let's gently try this experiment. Thank you for minor problems. Thank you for small problems that give me an opportunity to grow spiritually. Thank you for relatively small setbacks that give me an opportunity to practice self-compassion and persistence. Thank you for slight difficulties that give me an opportunity to deepen my empathy and compassion for others. Thank you for the mildly difficult people in my life who inspire me to set and enforce healthy boundaries and grow in other ways. Compassionately use your own words to silently give thanks one by one for all of the minor annoyances, mild, mild difficulties, and small setbacks in your life. With curiosity, notice how this affects your heart. Gently now, reflect on what you've learned from this experiment. Whether you gained any insights or not, set an intention to continue this experiment another time. Let's return now to giving thanks for what is easy to give thanks for. Thank you for the energy in the body. Thank you for inner wisdom. Thank you for my capacity to love and be loved. Thank you for our connection with all that is. Joyfully continue offering thanks using your own words now for anything else that you are thankful for that you have not yet mentioned. Nothing is too small, insignificant, or trivial to give thanks for. Encourage your body and mind to overflow with gratitude. Kindly and firmly set an intention to carry any pleasant feelings of joy, peace, love, and gratitude that you feel from this meditation into your daily life. Meditating like this brings us many benefits, and out of love and generosity, we freely share these merits with all beings and all life forms. If you feel any pleasant feelings, kindly invite them to radiate from your heart and out of your body as a way to energetically send your love and goodwill directly to all beings and all life forms. If you do not feel any pleasant feelings, then patiently continue to feel the sensations in the heart space and try to feel the meaning behind the words I chant. We share any merits gained from this practice with all beings and all life everywhere. May all beings and all life everywhere be free from suffering and misery. May all beings and all life everywhere abide in a deep and lasting peace. May all beings and all life everywhere know the highest forms of happiness and be at ease. May all beings and all life everywhere know their deepest essence to be joy, peace, compassion, and unconditional boundless love. May all beings and all life everywhere be liberated, fully liberated, permanently liberated. So after meditating, your blood pressure can drop quite a bit. So it's good to gently rouse the body by moving the arms and legs and doing what other movements feel good, like some gentle spinal twists, neck rotations. And then once you've got the body working again, it's okay to stand up and take a short standing stretch. So feel free to do that. I just caution people to go from meditation into standing because I did that once and I fainted and got a concussion. So I don't want any of you to have that happen. I want you to be healthy and strong and avoid concussions, which is why we gently rouse the body before we take our short standing breaks. Okay, and now if you can, in one word or phrase, put in the chat sort of your overall experience of that meditation in one word or phrase. Type that into the chat. And then once you're done with that, if any of you have questions or comments about the meditation or anything that you found difficult, feel free to ask those by either unmuting and asking or putting it in the chat.
Put a comma, and then I'll put mine in.
Okay, Scott, you said not so bad. That's a description of what it's not. What was it? Can you try it again?
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
You scared me at the beginning with the length. So, I went in thinking 30 minutes is a long time. And then I'm like, oh, that wasn't so bad. So
Oh, I see. Okay.
yeah. So it's kind of the opposite of the expectation that I had going in, but I get it. I will, yes.
All right. Well, some of the comments that are coming in is calming, connected, feeling of peace, warming, grateful, and magical. I saw that happening with you, Susan. Your face was glowing in that meditation. And now we have nice, pleasant, and warm. Excellent. Comfortable. Excellent. Any questions that people have about that meditation or your experience of it, or any difficulties that arose for you? Cool.
I think
Yeah.
like Scott shared, I was wondering around the length of it for myself. because it was one of the longest ones I had participated in, at least in a while. But I guess it's still, it felt really connected and calming. A lot of the other words described in the chat. So I'm really grateful and thank you.
Oh, thank you, C. Well, just so you know, we didn't do a full 30 minutes. It was 28 minutes total. I'm sure those 2 minutes would have done it over the top for people, but I'm joking. What I'd like you to do next is get your tracking log, which is, there's 4 sheets of that in your handouts, but just grab the first one. It looks like a grid. Like this. And I want you to write at the top where it says month, put the month. Where it says year, put the year. October 2022. And then today is the 25th. So go down to the number 25. And in the meditation column, which is the first column, just put 28. And that means you just did a 28-minute meditation. And then in the moment-to-moment insights and benefits, just write down some of the feelings that you felt while meditating, like you did in the chat box. You know, I felt calm, I felt peaceful, I felt warmth, it felt nice. And Leslie, I'm seeing your comment in the chat. It says, my hands and feet can fall asleep easily, i.e. pins and needles sensations. If that, you know, I'm not sure if that's a question or not, or just something you wanted to share with us, but with your situation and dealing with chronic pain, always feel free to make gentle adjustments and move your body, use your own body's wisdom to attune to what the body's telling you and respond appropriately. Oh, okay. Yep, cool. Okay, so that was your feedback on sort of the overall experience. A lot of tingling pins and needles sensations. Interesting. So
didn't you deal with that a lot in your like 10-hour meditations and such? Like,
yes, definitely. And sometimes, so it's interesting because sometimes those sensations are a very beautiful, pleasant feeling. And other times I've also experienced them where they're very aggressive and they feel violating almost. And so it's important to get a feel like, are these sensations supporting you? Are these sensations asking you to do something to respond to help the body? Cool. Okay. All right. Well, any other comments or questions about the meditation? Then we will continue on. To your mindfulness mission. All right, so this is your homework assignment. And the main purpose of this week's mission is twofold. First, to develop a gratitude mindset. And that's going to take a while to establish. So we'll work on it for several weeks. But that's the first thing. The second thing is developing the habit of meditating every day. And to ease you into that, we're only asking you to do a 5-minute meditation each day. And that makes it easier to sort of like ignore all the excuses the mind gives for why you can't do it. So the reason we want you to develop this gratitude mindset is as you've developed your concentration through meditation, we want you to direct your focus more and more to those things that serve you, bring you joy, and provide you with the resources and creativity necessary to face life lovingly, wisely, and skillfully, despite all of the challenges and difficulties you may be facing. And the great thing is that gratitude practices are relatively easy and produce meaningful results quite quickly. So gratitude helps us feel more joy, energy, creativity, and empowerment to engage with life. And that is why we're focusing on gratitude first in this course. This week, for your mindfulness mission, every day you're going to do a 5-minute gratitude meditation and a 5-minute gratitude intention setting practice. Now, I'm going to do a share screen here. Share. What am I going to share? Where is it? Oh, here it is. Because I wanted to show you how to get to the homework assignment. So this is the Boundless Love Project's homepage, boundlessloveproject.org. If you go under trainings, you scroll down to mindfulness fundamentals. And for those of you who know how to bookmark a page, bookmark this page. It's going to be something you go to day after day for this course. So you scroll down here, you have the handouts for the class. Here's class 1 meditation, how it works. And you're going to click here where it says under mindfulness mission, read the full mindfulness mission here before you start your daily mindfulness practices. So you click that. And here's your full assignment for the week. Just read it over. It's basically saying like, read everything in your packet and do the meditation and do the intention setting, but read it over. We don't have time to go over it in class. And then the meditation is found on this page right here. You just push play, or you can download it by pushing this button and download it onto your device so you can listen to it offline, which I would encourage you to do. And then the intention setting practice is in your handouts. It's the last 3 pages of the handout. So again, all you do, go to trainings, mindfulness fundamentals. That gets you to this page. And this page also has the meditation on it, as well as the intention setting. So that's the long and short of that. I'm going to stop the share. Key points for the homework. Read the full assignment first. Read all of the instructions. Use the 5-minute guided meditation for the meditation. Use the script for the gratitude intention setting. And then mark that you have done the practices immediately after doing them. It really helps because next week we're going to ask you to accurately account how many days you did each of the practice. And people have a hard time remembering it unless they just write it down right away. So just get into a good habit of doing that. And if you already have a meditation practice, that's fine. Keep doing it. I would just recommend that you do these practices first to give yourself a chance to learn them, test drive them, and benefit from them. And then if you still have more time for your practice, do your other practices. And if this is 10 minutes a day, like maybe you do a 30-minute yoga session, maybe instead you just do a 20-minute yoga session with these, or you could do these and a 30-minute yoga session, whatever works for your schedule. Okay, any questions about the mission? Great, then let's take a mindful pause. And I'm looking at the time, we're over already. So we were going to do a journal activity together, and this is in your handouts. So I guess we'll just have this be your homework as well, but pull out the mindful, nope. creating a daily meditation practice. And on it, there are questions for you to answer in your journal that'll just help you think about like when and where am I going to do the practice. Ideally, it's going to be one of the first things you do in the morning. Ideally, you do your meditation first, then you do your intention setting, and then they're done for the day. And you've basically created this mindfulness and gratitude mindset to benefit you for the entire day. So do that at home. We're going to skip it. And we are going to move into our closing. Oh, after this class, it'd be great if you guys could send me an evaluation. Let me know how you're doing. I'm going to put that in the chat box. There's a link, and you can also find that on our website under the resources section. Just click on resources in the main menu and go down to feedback form, or you can click on it in the chat box. It'll open up, and then after class is over, you can just fill it out. And if you, in the content evaluation field, just write MF1. And if you still have questions that come up, you can fill them out on that form as well. So let's do our closing meditation, and then I'll have a few closing words after that. So if you get comfortable, sort of do the same position as the mindful pause. Our time together practicing gratitude and deepening our commitment to meditate brings us many benefits. We freely share these benefits energetically with all beings and all life, that they too may benefit from our meditation practice. May all people, all beings, and all life be safe and protected, healthy and strong, peaceful and happy. Very good. Wonderful. Be diligent, committed, and persistent in your practice. Be patient for the results. If you do the work, the benefits will follow. But for now, be patient with seeing the benefits. Just focus on doing the work kindly, patiently, lovingly, and persistently. If you do this, you will succeed. This class is 3 months long, and we do that for a purpose. This is long enough for all of us to go through some serious ups and downs. We might experience the honeymoon period of progress and hope, and also darker periods of confusion and doubt. Through it all, do your best to keep doing the practice. Give these practices a chance to work. 3 months is the minimum time necessary to transform the brain, its habits, and ways of thinking. So for now, do as the Bhagavad Gita says, be intent on action, not the fruits of action. Avoid attraction to the fruits and attachment to inaction. Perform actions firm in discipline, relinquishing attachment. Be impartial to failure and success. This equanimity is called discipline. Very good, very good. So in the next class, I'm going to give you some maps to help you better navigate your inner terrain and understand where we will be taking you over this 3-month journey. Until then, be well. I love you and wish you peace, love, wisdom, and joy. Be well, everybody. Thank you.
Take care.
Thank
Have a
you.
good week.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.